I hear your vent.
Steven, say the turntable thing again. Jeez.
Oh, how the turntables have turned.
No, like say it like you said it the first time, like you hated me. Like say it like with
like when I had like that like pure anger and hatred and hostility in my voice. It's because I was just listening to a lot of aggressive music fronted by Heavy Metal Dan. And no, I was kidding.
Yeah, Steven, you know what? I was actually going to ask you about that. I mean, I wasn't planning on talking about it in the episode, but we should just get it out of the way anyway. We said we were going to make like a metal EP if we reach $5,000. We haven't quite reached $5,000, but I still want to make a few metal songs, and I feel like we should do it.
You want to do like, instead of a 4-song EP, you want to just do like 2 songs?
Let's just do like 2 songs.
Since we got to 4,000, like we didn't make it to the 5, but we can still do like a 2-song barreled EP. Yeah.
Okay. Just like 2 songs just for fun, like throw them out there, like give people a taste. So then maybe our next issue, because, dude, how funny would it be if each issue we like reach the goal so we can make an EP? So Beryl just has like a full music career. So we have like Beryl's full music like a hero's journey of his coming out.
Kid like by issue 405, instead of doing songs, we do like a acoustic would work, but can we also do like a VH1 behind the music of Beryl? At that point
about the music.
Beryl was slipping. And the rock fastened to his left hand was starting to rock. I said rock twice.
The repetition just threw me. I didn't know what to do with my life. Normally
ruined it.
Yeah, normally you're on the ball, and I was like, oh, he's got this, and then you didn't have it, Steven.
Turns out I was on the balls, which was not the place where
that's not the way that's supposed to go. No one should be on the balls, I don't think. I mean, live your life. I'm not here to judge. Hello, welcome to episode 83 of We Have Issues. I'm Anthony.
And I'm Stevie Wildcard.
And every week, Stevie Wildcard and I get together and we do our best to just suck the blood out of our issues. We're vampires, Steven. We're vampires. There's no getting around it. Is what we do. We should go the other way. The issues are the issues of the vampires. We're not the vampires, but Steven, we destroy them, and like, let's face it, like a human can't stand up to a vampire. I don't care what the movies tell us.
And we let the issues like kind of suck a little bit of our blood just so that they're within striking distance, and they kind of slow down our productivity, but then we just stake the issues right in their damn chest, and they just
like it is the problem. We like the way the teeth feel when they go in a little. Okay, like confused metaphors. No, but so every week we get together and we do our best to just take all of our issues, bury them in the dirt, and just walk over them and just stomp on their graves as we get something done and move forward. Most recently, it's been a supernatural action comedy horror comic book called Deathless. And Steven, tonight, as we're recording this is our last few hours of our campaign. This is the last hurrah, Hail Mary. It's like all our cards are on the table. Like we push the big red button, and so everything's up in the air, and it's all up to like the gods of comic books now. Like there's literally no more we can do. Talking into the camera right now, like literally, you are in the future.
It's too late.
This comes out on Wednesday. If you're watching this now, you can go look back at the campaign and see how it did. Maybe we gained a couple more backers and such. I don't know, but Steven, the last couple of days, we've kind of surged a little bit, and we're up to like 70 backers, and we're like well over $4,000 now.
Which is nuts, because we were like kind of hard stuck around the 3,800, somewhere in that range. We were kind of, just kind of sitting, like we'd get like an occasional backer, but like then all of a sudden it was just like this burst of like all these people, and it's like, sweet. We're at 70 now, you said? About? Because last time I checked, it was like 56 or something. But
I think it's 71, but I could be wrong.
That's amazing. Like, how can we? Oh, it's incredible. And Deathless
just jumped up.
Like, it's just so great. And then like with Deathless, I'm more confident when we go to cons that we can sell Deathless easier in the terms of just like the comic book world. The more like it's Play It Again is an amazing book, and I think if anyone would buy it, they would like it.
No, I totally agree. I mean, I kind of said that from the beginning, where I was like, Deathless is going to be like the easier foot in the door, whereas like Play It Again, it's like once someone actually gets it inside, it's a vampire, Steven. It needs to be invited in, but once it's in there, once it's in there, like you're powerless against it. It is a good book. It is like the art is there. It is like a very unique experience. There aren't many books like it. The art is fantastic. I think that I did a pretty good job at like conveying the message and like themes and everything, and like getting like the emotions out of people and such. I think it was a good book, and the reviews seem to suggest that as well. But yeah, dude, you're totally right. Like freaking selling that book is hard, and like we were at the convention and we're just like. I mean, it was funny because like you're drawing and I'm like, this book is about my life and it's sad. You know, like step right up here. Don't be shy. I wrote a terribly sad, depressing book about.
Let me ask you something, sirs and ma'ams. Would you like to cry today? I'm just
and have you met your tear quota yet? Is my question. If not, boy, do I have a book for you. Here you go. It also comes with this bucket for all of your tears. Bring them back to us, and we'll give you a free sticker. We will weigh the tears. No, but like, so yeah, we were at the convention, and like we realized that like the elevator pitch of that book is. It's not as easy as you'd hope, but we kind of knew that going in. We knew it was a little bit of an unconventional book as far as like, you know, the broader, you know, general comic book audiences, you know, are concerned. Deathless though, dude, I'm totally with you. I think it's a much, you know, it kind of sells itself with like the eye candy of like the cool looking powers and characters and awesome, enormous unicorn teddy bear monster of doom. You know, it's just...
Barreled is quickly becoming bigger than me, I think. I think at this point I'm just going to take the pen name Barrel. I mean, I feel like I need to dress up as a unicorn.
Barrel. Yeah, comic book by Barrel. Like that's
it's going to start talking to me like, you know, you're a piece of shit, Steve. I know I'm a piece of. Now draw me. I'm like, oh my god! It's just like,
Steven, why did you draw Barreled on every panel of every page? What are you doing? This is all Barreled now. It's just play it again, but you just draw Barreled crudely over my face. It's like. Oh, man.
Barreled had a hard time.
So, oh my god, dude! Like the next episode of this podcast is just you and Barreled, and I'm just like, oh dude. So yeah, I'm with you though. Like I think this book's going really well. People seem excited about it. We don't have as many backers this time, which I've been getting down on myself about, and like I kind of like I don't know. Like, how do you feel about it? How do you feel about like not as many people coming?
I think in terms of the Kickstarter, like the first time around, we didn't really know how we were going to do any of it when it came to shipping, how many copies we were going to get. I think to some extent, how we've been able to handle Play It Again with being able to on-demand sell issues and send issues and stuff like that, that maybe some people are like, maybe they just like, I'll get it when it comes out. I'm just not going to back this right now. Because obviously people have gotten it. And like, I feel like even like my family, for example, I know my family will probably get some, and some of my family did contribute, but like my sisters, you know, like people like that didn't necessarily contribute this time, even though I know they're supportive of it. So I think 70 backers is a good number, considering a lot of them are people that we aren't that familiar with, or that we don't have those obvious familia ties, is what I'm getting at.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But yeah, like I feel like there's more. Of course, we have like our amazing like friends that have been following us for forever, backing us, like the people at Don't Make It Weird, Michelle. Like we have like all these incredible people still continuing to support us. So like I feel like the people that we've met through the platforms that we've met them on, and you know the friendships we've developed have shown up, and I feel like there's a lot of new people that have shown up. So I'm actually, I mean, like 70 people, I'm happy with it, dude. Like, and like that amount of money is, I mean, I know that Kickstarter takes their portion and we're going to ship and all that, but we're going to be able to get a lot of copies of Deathless printed, you know? So
yeah, dude, absolutely. And like, that's kind of where I found myself too, where I was like, I do believe that a lot of people see that we met our goal and they feel like they're happy to watch us succeed, and they will get the book when it comes out. I feel like that's how a lot of people are viewing Kickstarter. And I think that because of the overwhelming success of our first Kickstarter campaign, I was getting too much in my head where I was like, why aren't more people? Why aren't we at 500% like we were last time? We should be at, you know, like we should be at 900% this time. Ah, man, we're not doing better, you know. But I think that's it. I think you nailed it, where it's like the reality of how the Kickstarter campaign worked last time. People see that, and now they're like, okay, well, when the book comes out, I'll just buy the book. They're going to have it available.
Their Kickstarter's funded. I know they're going to get the copies, so I'll just order it. You know, like that makes a lot of sense to me.
But dude, I'm happy. We did it. Like tonight's the last night, but we're successful. Like no matter what, we are almost 400%. Like we're like up there. So it's great, dude. Not to mention another huge point of like just like I don't know if pride is the right word, but like I don't know. I was so relieved and so freaking happy this week because I saw that like both of the Kickstarter campaigns that we supported in previous weeks have made it. Both Valorn Tweed and Magic Powder #2 both met their goal.
It was a nail biter for both.
It was a freaking nail biter, dude. Especially for Valorn Tweed, I was at the edge of my seat. I was just like, "This needs to freaking go! Like, why is this not happening?" And I was like, so like, oh, it was driving me crazy. It was driving me freaking crazy. But thankfully, they did it, dude. I was so happy. I love seeing stuff like that. So like, we'll probably like, I don't know. I'm excited to see more from those guys, and like, maybe we'll have them on the show or something and talk to them about their.
I got the back issue for Magic Powder as an add-on, and then I think I did get I think I got Tweed. I think I did get the stuffy. I think I went for that tier.
Yeah,
so, I'm so stoked because like I'll be honest, like I had a poker face on because I was worried. I was like, man, that's I mean, not much time left. Like you feel like when you start a Kickstarter, the people that are going to show up are probably showing up day one. So when you're that late in and you need so much left, like it's like, how am I gonna, Dude, but then I guess there's the opposite effect where people will jump on now because you're so close. Like, why not?
Speaking of Kickstarter campaigns that deserve a little attention, here's our friend Peter to tell you about his book, Balor Issue 2.
Imagine the legend and mythology were all true. Now imagine when they died, their power didn't die with them, but was simply held until another worthy vessel came along. Fast forward to the modern age, and our hero, Sean James, just a regular kid from Dublin, whose brother was unfortunately murdered when he stumbled across a drug shipment. To handle their grief, Sean and his mother take a trip to Loch Nessule in County Sligo in Ireland, where Sean accidentally stumbles across the Shrine of Balor, where he is deemed worthy to keep these evil powers under control by the fairies that guarded them. Using these powers, Sean decides he's going to hunt down his brother's killer and make him pay for ruining his family. But when he does eventually find the location of this man, what he finds will change everything. How many more powered people are there? Who are the SCMP? And does Sean have what it takes to be a hero? Balor Issue 2 is funding now on Kickstarter. We have 1 week left. Don't miss this new kind of superhero comic and an Irish hero without a lot of the stereotypes.
I just love that we're finally like kind of meeting other comic book creators now. Finally, it's like we finally kind of spun out and increased our Venn diagram a bit, which I'm thankful for because like especially me, dude. Like I love the writing community of Twitter, but like. And I write a little bit. I'm not going to say I'm not a writer. I write a little bit, but I am an illustrator. And like, I've never like really been in those circles that I should kind of be in. And I try to like post whenever people post threads and
so weird. Yeah. It's so weird to navigate all that stuff, man. And I posted that the other day where I was like, I want to be part of the writing community and the podcasting community and the movie community and I just want to have friends who do all these things. And like you said, like my Venn diagram, with all these people, it's just like I have like all these crazy circles and I just feel like Doctor Strange trying to navigate everything, just like how do I get you back in my life, and I'm like, it's crazy because it's like everything else we talk about with the opportunity cost, where it's like I spend most of my time just talking to and like enjoying my relationship with various people in the writing community, but that is kind of neglecting the people in the comics community and the people in like podcasting communities and so I'm just like, how do you do this, man? Like, I'm trying, like, I don't know. So all I can do is try to like do my best. I post my like silly stuff. I try to create I try to engage when I can, but like, dude, I feel like I've been feeling like I've been slipping on social media so bad lately.
And that is one place where I do like it is beneficial. Like my job, like in between driving to other jobs, like I can tweet and respond and comment, and it feels like you're getting like double time in because like I'm like driving to the next job, so I'm not wasting time, but I'm just benefiting because like I'm at work, but I'm still doing this because I'm still working. Steven from even a year and a half ago wouldn't even recognize this, Steven, because like, dude, I keep buying video games and I do nothing with them. I just keep looking at them. I'm like, I'll make some time. And then it's like, I don't make time. I'm just busy. Cause like these pages, like, I mean, a lot of like, I'm putting a lot of effort into these pages.
Yeah,
like,
dude, it shows.
And I'm learning new techniques and things will go quicker. Like, but like, I spend way too much time zoomed in, and I do a lot of detail. But anyways, what I'm saying is like, man, like I have all these games, I have all these things. It's hard to juggle all this time and like manage your social media. And see, I brought it back. I was kind of nervous. I was kind of far out there. I was past the buoy, but I think I found my way back. But yeah, like it's hard to manage everything. I mean, it's always has been. I mean, like this has been our issues from like the start. So
of course, man. I mean, that's why we had to do this. You know, it's like because it really is hard to be accountable in those moments, and to also be, because you have to be a successful father and a successful husband, and successful at your job, and successful, you know, illustrator, and do your best to like gradually increase your levels in, you know, the various aspects of life. And it's freaking hard. It's hard to maintain that balance without like neglecting something. So it's like, I don't know. I'm thankful that we've been able to do this for you know, for as long as we have. We're doing a great job, I think, you know? So like, as much as I wish we would have improved as far as like getting more backers instead of slightly less backers, I am freaking thankful. I do think it's amazing. I like the fact that anyone shows up to support us, and like they do. It's so funny, like the things that'll randomly move me, you know, like when I'm like on social media, and I'm like, most of the time I'm just kind of like dead face, like breathing out of my nose, you know, like when I'm watching, you know, but like occasionally someone like there's that guy David who's been you know, retweeting our stuff. He's just like, he hosts a radio show and is like really, I guess he has a podcast, a radio show and stuff. He's been kind of like amplifying our posts and just like trying to show support and saying like, you know, these guys are doing good work, and like stuff like that means so much. Like people like JD who like every week comes into my DMs and he's just like, audio, you gonna do that? You gonna get the audio for the people? And I'm
That's
like,
what I'm telling you, man. JD is literally a producer on this show. Like, I'm not even like, it's like he's like the audio producer. Like, he's like, hey, just want to make sure you upload the audio. It's like, it's every crazy.
Week, and like okay, without him, it would come out 7 days later. Like you're all,
you'd be ringing everybody.
I'd be ringing everybody every week. Yeah, I can't. Like I tried, but it's just that juggle. That's all it is. It's just the juggle of like where my consciousness has to be in any given moment, where I'm like, I'm throwing, like you said with your focus when you're drawing, and it's just like I'm throwing all my focus into whatever I'm doing at the time, and I'm trying to kind of like be here now, and I'm just like like I'm not worrying too much about the future. I'm trying my best to not panic, because then I'll end up like, you know, kind of like stagnant, you know, because like that, like the indecision of like, oh no, everything's overwhelming. What do I do? How do I do anything? Like it becomes overwhelming. You end up doing nothing. So I try to like maintain like a crazy focus on like, you know, laser in on whatever I'm working on at the time. And it works, and it's been working for us so far, you know? It's like, that's how I'm able every freaking week to do this podcast and then edit it in one day, you know? And I'm just like, but I get it out there and I do it. And it's
that's how my Saturdays are. It's so funny because like I like spend an hour or so every morning chipping away at the pages, and it does add up. I mean, those hours add up. By the time I get to Saturday, it's like, oh, I just got these, you know, this left. But like when Saturday comes, man, if I'm a little behind, I'm like, well, it looks like Saturday's my editing day. Basically, it looks like I'm gonna sit here and draw for 9 hours if I have to. Like, it's just what it is. Like, that's what I have to do, you know, and like progress as much as I can. You know, it's just what happens. Like, but it really is like the podcast and those things that do keep that in check, because if it was just a quick text or a phone call, it might not have that same, I don't know, like my feet being held to the fire, basically. Like this podcast, I'm like, I not only owe it to you, I owe it to everyone that listens, and like the things that we say we're going to do. And like, so yeah, no, 100%. I completely agree. I want to grind these issues out as fast as possible so we can get through the whole story. And we are making crazy much, like our speed on Deathless is so much quicker than Play It Again. It's like not even close.
And it like, I feel like it keeps like leapfrogging. Like we both have our weeks where it's like we don't get as much done, or we get stuck on something, and then it's just like exponentially jumps the next week. So it's like I feel like we're constantly keeping up with it, so that's really cool.
I mean, perspective, I'm on page 16. I mean, we're getting there, man. It's like,
but dude, that's like done. That's almost nothing more to do, you know what I mean? So yeah, dude, I'm so proud of us. I think it's amazing. I'm also excited that I don't have to worry about Kickstarter for a little bit, and we can focus on the comic, we can focus on other things, I can focus on all these random thoughts that I keep having, Steven. Steven, I need to bring something up to you. I didn't know that there were birds that sucked blood, Steven. There are birds that drink blood.
Is it the ones that like peck into cows and drink their blood?
Yes.
Yeah.
There's like a vampire finch, and there are a couple of them. And I was like, so I read about that, and I was like, there are birds that drink blood. This is crazy. So I was
Like,
like,
how nuts is that?
dude. So I was like, okay, like how this is crazy because like I don't think of I don't know I think of like birds as being these like
Sorry.
what.
I just imagine like a bird vampire vamping out, and it's like it just becomes a beak.
A beak. Yeah, dude. So like, and that's what started going through my mind where I was like, we focus so much on bats with vampires. We're like, oh, vampire bats, and so it's like they hang upside down and they grow these like wings. Like, okay, so I read this thing about the birds and I started Googling and I was like, what other creatures drink blood? This is crazy, you know? And I was like, so naturally, I was just like, why don't I ever see like leech-based vampires like that? You know, like we all know leeches, you know, drinking blood. They're used medicinally. Like there are all kinds of like
classic sequence in Stand By Me. I mean, like,
yes. Oh man, I mean, like we're talking like there's so many things you can do with that, with like a movie or comic or you know whatever. Just like vampire leeches. What I was imagining is like a full body like mouth like kind of predator opening up with the teeth. Where
like a lamprey, like the lamprey animal, like leeches too, but they have like the rows of like serrated teeth that
where
allow
like,
the suction
would open, where it would just completely open as a leech, and then like do that, and then also wouldn't it be cool if the forearm would open to also show that like the whole body has teeth?
Oh, so it has like the little. Yeah, I got you.
So like because
like he's drinking you from like, or he or she is drinking you from multiple.
Yeah, so I was imagining like a scene where like the end of a movie where it's like someone's, you know, like kind of like a villain who makes it through the end where you're like, oh man, they were trying to escape all these monsters the whole time and you think they're finally free and like so someone's like, come to me, and then they do this, but as they like wrap their arm around someone, you see the arm just open up like and they just like embrace them, but you know they're just completely draining them. That'd be amazing. And I was just like, that's so cool.
You think how fast they could drain someone? You could like really do some crazy death scenes because with that many mouths like draining at once, you could literally like leave a husk and throw it like within like 5 seconds.
Oh, you know? I love that. You know what else I love that like we don't like, you know what I love that we don't really see a lot of in movies is like a transformation, kind of like Gremlins-esque transformation where it's like a creature that starts as one type of thing and then it goes into like a cocoon of some sort and then becomes another type of thing that we're also not familiar with, where it's like, huh, like multiple monsters, like, you know, like this is crazy. Because, dude, one of the things I thought of, or one of the things I read was a Calyptra thalictri. Dude, it's a vampire moth. So it starts as so it starts as like this larva, and it, you know, it goes through the whole process of becoming a moth. So it's like it starts as like this one kind of creature, but when it becomes a moth, it favors blood, like it favors human blood. There was like a test, like a Russian test where when it was offered a human hand, like this hook-like tongue comes out, digs under the human skin, and they'll drink blood for like 20 minutes.
Oh my! They're just sipping on
sipping on blood. I was like a freaking moth. That's the coolest thing I've ever heard in my life. I was like a vampire. Like, first, like terrifying. First of all, like it's hard to write a movie about that actual creature going bad. Like it's easier to be like, oh no, birds are killing people. You know, and be like, oh, we all know what a bird is. We can imagine what it would be like if it wanted to attack us. Most people haven't heard of vampire moths, so you need like the Jeff Goldblum-y, like, oh well, actually, there's, you know, like,
well, see, they have this little,
hook like tongue, it comes out.
Oh, don't get me with that.
So, you know, but like, so that
he's so great.
Oh, he is. But like, so like stuff like that makes it more difficult. But if you just kind of like expand on it and you create your own world based on that, where it's just like, oh, now there's this like humanoid person who gets bit by this like crazy moth that comes from somewhere they've never heard of, and now they're becoming this, then like the person cocoons, and when the person comes out of the cocoon, they are this vampire moth creature. Like that
would be so cool.
Yeah, wouldn't that be cool? We never see humans cocoon. I want to see a cocoon. Like I want to see like humans go into like
there was Cocoon, and that's it.
That was it. We stopped. We were like, nailed it. We got the one.
And, you know, the movie didn't do it maybe well enough for them, so they blamed cocoons. But it was probably like something else. Like there was probably just not an audience for it. Or maybe
I like, Dude, the third act in Cocoon, it should have been like, what are these like old people? What's going on with this movie? And then they just start like mouths open up, hook like tongue comes out, draining like Jeff Goldblum, whatever.
You're draining.
Vampires find a way, which is crazy. Anyway, I was gonna do like a pitches get stitches, but I was just like, no, I just want to like talk for a second about this freaking Cocoon. Like, how cool is that?
Dude, it's not necessarily vampiric, but one of the coolest animals that like I've read about recently was, you ever heard of the Bone Vulture?
No.
Dude, first of all, for a vulture, they're really freaking cool looking, because most vultures are just like, weird looking face. They look like weird turkeys basically, but it's probably turkey vultures. But anyways, the Bone Vulture, dude, looks like a hawk. It's got this really cool looking face, right? It's got like a white face, a white silverish face, but its diet is like 80% bone. Like it eats bones. It doesn't eat flesh. It eats bones, and its face is red, and it's not from blood, but what it does, it's like war paint. It like basically finds this red clay and like intentionally rubs like red into his face, and they just look insane, dude. They're like
I wish we would have known that when we were working on Scavengers, but dude, I guess
I guess now we can.
Like, it's a good thing we learned it in our 30s.
But seriously, we could easily reference that now. Like,
dude, that's amazing. Like, for those of you, like, if this makes it into the show, for those of you who don't know, Steve and I worked previously on a book called Scavengers, in which one character was named Vulture, and there was a group of people who were basically cannibalistic anti-heroes, and it would be so cool, dude, to like have him like war painting, like
war paint with like and just like eating the bone or whatever. He doesn't have to eat the bones. Like, it doesn't have to go that far, but. Even better, we figured it out when we were in our 30s.
But yeah, dude, it's so cool. Like, it's so cool to learn about random animals, and just like I constantly feel inspired by that stuff. I don't know where everyone else gets their story ideas, but like I always feel like so many of my ideas come from these like random facts that I find and just kind of like wade through in my day-to-day life, and then it just kind of like I'll trip in my actual life, and I'll be like, oh, I'm stumbling over this random stupid human issue, and I'm like, oh, but what if I was a turkey vulture? Like, it's so funny how that works, where it just like it becomes this like crazy recipe of a narrative, and it just, like I love it. I love that. I don't know. I am always curious about that. I don't hear a lot of people struggling for ideas anymore. Like I used to. I remember when I was younger, and people would. I would read more people saying like, oh, I can't come up with any idea. I don't know what to write, and like that kind of thing. Writer's block these days, or at least in the circles that like, I see online, it's more to do with like juggling the day-to-day stuff, or finding the motivation, giving the existential dread of the impending apocalypse, or, like what, like, it's harder for people to sit down and like actually do the work these days with everything else going on. But like, I don't know, like I have never been someone who had any shortage of ideas, and I think that's been my problem. That's kind of why I got into like I have to focus on this, and I became like so specific and like so meticulous with like taking notes, or like making plans, and like keeping a calendar and writing notes to myself, because like I'm someone who will just sit there and entertain all of my stupid pitches forever, and I'll just sit there and be like, oh, well, what if a leech person, oh my God, and like I will pitch movies to myself all day and never get anything done. And I wonder, like, I don't know, I wonder like how many other people go through that versus like can't come up with ideas. Like, I don't know, like I don't know if that's a thing, but if people have trouble coming up with ideas, they should talk to me, because I will help them have ideas. It's pretty easy, I think. So yeah, dude, I think everything's going really well. So what are you going to do this week?
All right, so I'm just gonna say I'm gonna get 16 done. I do want to do more than 16, but right now I'm working on the Minotaur panel, so I'm not even like on the Knight panel or the Spartan panel. And then I still have the top 3, so I'm just gonna say I'm gonna get 16 done, because it's gonna be a busy page, but I think it's gonna be worth it when it is. Like I think it's gonna be like one of those, oh my God, this page is insane, like
awesome.
So
it already looks amazing. Like all of your, everything you've sent me already looks great. I'm going to color one page, but then in addition to that, I have to start doing this too, where like I'm talking to you, like telling you what my plan is for this. But like, so I'm gonna color one page. I'm also going to sign this up for those 2 cons.
Yes, there's 2.
Yeah, there's one in like November. There's like a space con,
cool.
And then there's another one like November or September, I forget. But
awesome.
It's the same con that we did before. But it's
the
yes.
It's biannual. So
yes.
SpaceCon is in June, right? Or is it in July?
Oh, I don't know. I have to look.
If it's in July, we might have Deathless by then. I mean, I think we will have Deathless by then. The only thing I'm not worried about us finishing. it in time. I'm worried about printing times because who knows what can happen with paper and all the like. We don't know the route that's going to happen. Yeah. So, yeah. So the goal is to get it all done as fast as possible, so we have like that turnaround time for print. So.
Heck yeah. Thank you all for watching. Thank you for listening. If you're only listening on one of the various podcasting apps, thank you. And also thank you, JD, for telling me to post those episodes there. We really do appreciate you every single week. But thank you all. Thank you for contributing to our Kickstarter and helping us be successful. Thank you for being with us for 83 episodes now. Steven, we've done 83 of these things. This is incredible.
83, holy potatoes.
We're going to get Kevin Smith by episode 100. We're doing our best. But thank you all. You're really amazing. Join us on Twitter and talk to us. Feel free to ask us any questions about, coming up with ideas, making comic books, or convention, what we've learned from our first one and what we plan to do better. If you have questions about Kickstarter, or if you have a Kickstarter that you want to share with us, so far we're doing pretty good with helping people get their Kickstarter funded, and I feel really good about that. So I love building a community here. If you want to be a part of it and you like what we're doing here, just talk to us. Talk to us on Twitter. Steve and I are
super approachable.
Yeah,
and as long as you're not weird, like you can totally like DM me. Like
you can be a little weird.
A little, what kind of weird I'm not wanting, but like most weirds I'll accept. But yes, you can. DM me.
Oh yeah, you can be mostly weird. Just don't be the wrong kind of weird. You know what we mean. We all know, but
it's the unspoken weird. And
unspoken weird, though. We're not. Yeah. Just stop it. Creeps. But anyway, but thank you all. You're all amazing. I'm Anthony.
I'm Stevie Wildcard.
And this has been episode 83 of We Have Issues. We'll see you next week. Steven, I have some things I have to say to you. And these come just from my heart, Steven. And they're for you specifically. Steven, Jason X is a fantastic movie. Space Jason is the best Jason. I just had to say that to you, Steven. That's very important. I had to get that off my chest.
Steven, Space Jason sounds pretty cool.
I will tell you, so that was our friends at Drunk History wanted me to talk about Space Jason. I actually love Jason X. I think it's it's my favorite one. Like, people think it's ridiculous, and it is. But Steven, there's another thing I had to say to you. Quite a few things. Like, I've known you for so many years, and I just I've things that I've never been able to get off my chest. And one of them is when the Gungas come storming, that's when you know the djinn has kicked in. That's all, folks. Like that.
That's all, folks.
Exactly. I just met these. I haven't actually interacted with these people outside of this. Which I kind of like. I kind of like that. Like, this post brought people, and they were like, "Oh, I can just shamelessly self-promote through this guy's mouth," and I was like, "Yes, you can. Please do that forever." Like, I hope you like get up in this mouth. Like, this is what it's for. Like, you
use this mouth.
Use this mouth with all your might. Just like throw you.
Oh, geez.
Like, I am a Ouija board, and your fingers are on me, and I'm just like you're being a ghost or whatever. Like just use.
I'm just revealing.
I'm just revealing. That's all it is. Like so, I revealed the truth. So the witches talking tarot want me. The witches talking tarot want me to say, sit a spell with Maddie and Amber on witches talking tarot. They're the classiest witches you know. That's what they want me to say, just like that. They said it. They were like, do this.
Perfect. It was a very beautiful commercial.
Thank you. Kay Oliver wants me to say to you, by the way, I love Kay Oliver. Isn't it cool when you start to like recognize people and you're like, oh, I see you all the time.
You start interacting more.
Yeah.
It's awesome, dude. That's why I love Twitter. I love Twitter.
It's so cool when like you start making friends and you're like, because I'm sure they're the myriad of people where it's like I've probably seen you 4 million times before you were really on my radar, and like for whatever reason now we're connecting, and I'm like, oh, I like that. It's cool. You either sleep as Dr. Jekyll or you stay awake long enough to become Mr. Hyde.
I like it.
Which is just appropriate. It's
just beautiful. It's just like well written, man.
Josh the writer needs me to tell you, that's not a knife. This is a knife. That's a banana.
So the banana was a curveball. I was like Crocodile Dundee. I've been there. I've seen that movie. It pulls out the big old Australian knife, and I feel like that whole movie's point was to say, hey, America, you think you're America? We're more America than you are. Like,
Yeah.
I feel like that's what Crocodile Dundee was. Like, it's such a weird movie.
I mean, yeah, it is a weird movie. I mean, it's Steve Irwin in the concrete jungle, right?
Yeah,
like,
basically.
Like, it's like the pimp Steve Irwin. He's just like, oh, it's crazy. I'll tell you, like, all I remember about that movie or those movies is that scene with the knife, which I remember, and a scene where there's like a Crocodile Dundee shouting through like a subway or an airport, like just through a bunch of people trying to reach this woman. And I'm pretty sure they crowd surf him on his feet. I don't know if that's true.
Crocodile Dundee 4, the crowd surfing phenomenon.
I don't know. Maybe I made that up, but that's what's in here. And so it's canon as far as I'm concerned. If anyone knows, if you've seen all the Crocodile Dundee movies, if that happens, let me know. If it doesn't, tag me in for the sequel, Crocodile Dundee, like been surfing these big.
All you need is an alligator tooth necklace, khaki shirt, khaki shorts, and a hat. That's really all you need.
True blue. You got it. The Doom Generation podcast needs me to tell you, Steven, the damsels of Doom Generation are delightful. Just like that. I did it.
Beautiful. Chef's kiss.
Vic and Sis Xander. I actually like this one. I think it's nice. Food only feeds, light only shines, love only loves. It's a nice thing. If someone was like, hey, I'll say anything, and these people were like, will you say these nice words that I think more people could like stand to hear in this trying times? Yes, I will. Thank you. You know,
absolutely.
Like,
Thank you for the light.
Yeah, thank you. And well, you know, honestly, thank you for the retweets, all of you. Like, it really does mean a lot. I don't know if anyone's watching this segment of the show, but like, I really do appreciate people doing this. So I'm willing like to honor these. So Bailey G says, check out The Joys of Being Alive by Bailey G on Amazon today. So check out The Joys of Being Alive by Bailey G on Amazon today. Thank you, Bailey. Let me see. Ellis Goodwin says, Steven, hang on.
Pause.
How would you feel about having a pet goat?
So my experience with goats has never been pleasant. I've been to a couple farms and they always, like when I was little, they try to hit your butt. I mean, that's their whole goal. Their only goal in life is to ram you in the butt with their head. Like, I don't think I'd want to go. The baby goats are really cute, but I don't think I want a big goat.
I think that happens with most creatures, pets and children, like human children. I think people are like, the babies are so cute. Look at them go. And then it's like, you get one. It's like, oh, this is the cutest little goat baby I've ever seen in my life. And then it starts being a butthead. And you're like, what do you do? You know, but Steven, you know how I feel is my life would be better if I had a pet goat. That's how I feel.
Now, a perk to having a pet goat is that I'm pretty sure goat babies are called kids, right? Mm-hmm. So you can say, like, I have my kids at home, and the people come over, and it's just like, you got like 4 goats. Like, what the hell is this? They're my kids.
But JD, our audio producer, wanted me to say titillating. Was it titillating?
Titillating.
I don't actually know if he wanted me to say it, but he wrote a GIF with the word titillating, so I did it.
He was more or less like, that is a good, like, yeah, it does sound titillating. It's like, sorry. Like, I was thinking, what are your last words? Titillating. No, wait, that's not my list.
So, Matthew Sidak, who is an amazing, incredible, supportive,
he's so awesome too.
Dude, hi Matthew, thank you so much for any.
You can read him in Heroes, I believe, right? Along with Dina and
dude, my copy's on the way. I can't wait. I'll definitely like.
Yeah, I got to order. They have it on Amazon too, right?
Yep, that's where I got mine. So
yeah. I'm gonna order through Amazon.
So check out Heroes by Lost Boys Press. Totally gonna be awesome. I'll have it in the background and I'll talk to you about it when it comes out. Or when I get mine. But he wanted me to say, Steven. I cannot think of anything witty, but happy to retweet.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
Beautiful.
So I don't actually know this podcast. Again, this is like the third podcast that I'm not familiar with, but they were cool enough. They found us. So like, here, look, we're making friends through this. Steven, the Angriest Nerd Ever podcast, wanted me to say, the angriest nerd ever is enraged, and he holds a master's in journalism and media studies from a top-tier R1 institution. That would be cool. Thank you.
Awesome.
That's what he wants me to say. Katie, who, by the way, she's at Casey Wrights with an underscore at the end. Mm-hmm. Katie is freaking phenomenal Dungeons and Dragons player, by the way.
I'm so excited to see all this. I mean, dude, ever since I was obviously not invited and they were just trying to separate the band.
Yeah.
And, you know, like they were, like, I feel like you were like John Lennon moving on. Yeah. But yeah, no, like, it sounds like such an awesome group of people. And I'm so stoked to see like all of it.
I can't, like, every time, like, you'll see, like, I'm sure Alex will end up posting videos. He's been toying with going just audio only, but I don't think he's going to. He looks too good to post audio only. Like Alex is too handsome a dude, and he also dresses up every time. Like, he can say he looks like the old day or whatever, but like, he looks good for the podcast, you know? But dude, every time Katie does like her character's voice, you could like, I just like lean in, just like, I love this so much. It's so cool. She does this like awesome Southern belle, but like with like spunk, like with like some like just like this awesome. What do you like she's got moxie, you know? It's like she's like a Southern belle with moxie, you know?
She's got a little like, yeah, like she's like Megara meets like Megara from Hercules meets like a Southern belle, right? Like
100%, dude. Yeah. And like, and you get like, she's smart and her like, and you can see that Katie is smart and her character is smart, and it's just like, it works so well, and she knows what she's doing. She's well versed in the game and like in the world. And like, dude, it just, honestly, Katie is the miggitiest miggity Mac.
Miggity.
Katie is the miggitiest miggity Mac daddy of all time. Like, that's just.
Was that like a Criss Cross reference from her?
Miggity Mac. Yeah, I think.
I think it was.
But Katie, dude. So I love her. I think she's amazing. I've been having so much fun like getting to know these people through this. I can't wait for you to see it, and like for anyone to see it. It's crazy. Like working, like we just recorded yesterday, and I was like, when are people going to see this? It's a whole thing, and it's becoming.
I cannot wait for the footage to get there so I can download it and then just green screen myself in the party too, adding things. Like, because I'll know the whole story, and I'll just be like the Ender Dragon, or I'll just be something in it.
Oh my gosh, you should. I bet. I mean, Alex is doing a really good job with the voices. It's very funny, dude. I was
so exciting.
I was like, you can't look like that and be funny. Shut up.
He's like Chris Hemsworth over there, just killing it on all accounts. Like,
I hate him.
I bet he can sing too. I bet he can sing so well.
Gross. He's disgusting. But lastly, but totally not leastly, someone who is on my Twitter and like always stalking me to the best degree in the best way. Just at Pulley CD Pulley. I need to tell you, Steven, CD Pulley is the greatest. Having interacted with her, have you interacted with her? Just brilliant. That's what she wants me to say. But honestly, I do always enjoy my interactions with her. It's so cool. I love Twitter, dude. I love that. Too, man. I love when stuff like that happens, because like some stuff happens not so great. It makes me feel weird. I have to navigate certain things. I'm like, I don't want to deal with any of this. This is what I want. I want a community. I want to celebrate that. I want to help people. I want to do whatever I can to like be supportive and, you know, do that kind of stuff and do this and say silly jokes and make people's day a little brighter or funnier or whatever. And those people all help us, dude. Like, those people are all there, like, making Twitter the best version of the thing. So I'm happy for them and, you know, happy to have them. So thank you all for contributing to that. And Steven, thank you for listening to those fantastic words that I just had to say.
I figured I might as well. Now you can use this. You can just put this after the song if you wanted to, I guess.